Did y'all hear about that Corey Holcomb and Jess Hillarious situation? He had a lot to say about her doing one of his podcasts. And I guess my concern about the situation is that, first of all, if you have an issue with someone that you harboring certain feelings about, reach out to them. Reach out to them. That's the man thing to do. That's the woman thing to do. That's the adult thing to do. But I mean, he said some pretty disrespectful comments or whatever the case may be. And I think the issue is that it takes someone to be of a certain level of maturity to make sure that things go smoothly. Now, I know Corey Holcomb, he's gotten into it with a whole lot of people, whatever the case be. He's kind of raunchy, he's kind of, you know, rugged and rough around the edges. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, that's cool. I like what he does. I can relate to that or whatever the case be. But I'm gonna be honest with you, with all the stuff that's going on between men and women, this ain't a good look for men. But with all of the crazy stuff that's going on right now between men and women, this is not a good look for men. Fellas, I'm telling you like this. If you have a problem with a woman, bro, listen, call her, text her, email her. Don't bring it to social media. It won't end well. It won't end well, and it will have people looking at you crazy as hell. And that's exactly why I'm looking at Corey Holcomb like, bro, you too old for that. You too old to be getting involved in that type of nonsense. You too old to be handling yourself and acting like that. But the issue is not just that what Corey Holcomb said, is the fact that when he said it, there were other men around that didn't say, bro, what you doing? Hey, bro, calm down. What you're doing is unnecessary. And I think that's the issue that we have with a lot of people in our circle, that when we're doing something negative, we're doing something outlandish and outrageous and disrespectful, there is no one brave enough to give us tough love and say that's not the way to do it. The disrespect that Corey Holcomb had for Jess Hillarious was unnecessary. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you listen to it long enough, it sounds like jealousy. It sounds like you're jealous of her success because you didn't get put on like that. And I'm looking at the situation. I'm kind of like, I wonder what's this going to take to fix the situation. Now we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this commentary. Salute to the content creator, fair use. We're gonna play this and we're gonna let y'all hear for yourself exactly what he said.
Around this time. Shut up. But who am I?
He taking for them hoes.
Oh God.
He taking for them hoes. That's what he doing. I'll call it when I see it. Them bitches ain't shit. Go pay your money, go see them bitches. I guarantee you. You gonna be like, Corey was right. Go see them baby ass hoes. Them internet bitches. Them ain't no damn stand-up comedians. Them bitches that motherfuckers wanna fuck, nigga. Both of them hoes. Garbage ass acts. But if you can get that pussy, nigga, go to the show. But the hoes got a little money now, they might not fuck. Them hoes might not fuck as quick as they used to fuck because they making a little money on the road. But if you're going to pay your money, if you're going to park your car, that costs money. If you're going to motherfucking buy food and drinks, that costs money. If you're going to pay a ticket to go see these bitches, I guarantee you ain't gonna feel good about that sucker ass shit. I ain't finna co-sign no bitch to be nice.
Somebody didn't want to do the show, and word is they said I don't want to do the show because Corey Holcomb's on the show. This is one of the acts.
Are you going there with me?
I don't have to say who it is.
Okay.
That was on this coming weekend?
That was on in Detroit.
I know who it is.
Jess Niche came because Jess Niche is funny.
Filled in for
Jess Niche is funny in front of everybody.
Shout out
you
to
don't
all.
gotta know her. Jess Niche gonna rock that motherfucker. Yeah. But one of the acts had their agent call the promoter and said they don't want to perform because Corey on the show. Them motherfuckers told the promoter, I don't want to be on because of Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
And you can do what the fuck you want to do. You can't hide from the game. The promoter told me when this guy
got it right
in Tampa, they ate the whole dick on stage. When he went in the room, it looked like a funeral was going on. In the dressing room. So if they had some juice, they would be trying to bump me off shows.
Yeah. That shit
I be thinking about that. And I got a show coming. I got one more show coming up with him. Look here, man. I want to start out by saying some shit that I'm so glad it happened today. Little sister.
Now, before we get into what he's about to say, I'm gonna tell you right now, Corey Holcomb, what you just did was some pure fuck shit. Pure bullshit. It was unnecessary, bro. And I don't know if you're doing it for ratings, but this is the problem that we have with a lot of entertainers, a lot of celebrities. It's like we're gonna say and we're gonna do anything for the wow factor. And the issue is that if you have an issue with Jess Hillarious, bro, just call her. But to get on there and be like, oh well, you know, it's easy to hit. All you gotta do is pull up and all this other stuff or whatever. Man, let me tell you something. If you know anything about celebrities and nightlife, etc., 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 anything and everything goes down. Anything and everything goes down. So for you to expose her, you are also exposing yourself. I think that was a coward way to do things. I think that if you really had a problem and a beef, you should have picked up the phone and called her. But the fact that you didn't showcases really what you're about, and then turn around now and get ready to say what you get ready to say. To me, I think you really showcase, you know what I'm saying, just being weak. Just being a weak guy, you know what I'm saying? And this is not to praise Jess Hillarious or whatever it case to be, but this is just to show this is what a lot of these women be talking about when it comes to black men and how they handle situations, because you handle it so poorly. And then all of a sudden, after you done cursed out the girl and talked about her, now all of a sudden she your sister. You know, y'all cool. All it took was one simple phone call. Well, why, as a man, didn't you not initiate that phone call? Did you not call her and tell her, hey, listen, you know, it's a problem. You know, let's talk about it. Let's solve it or whatever. You sat around a bunch of men to talk about a woman when you could have called the woman and got the problem rectified. That's cowardly. And for those men to sit around you and applaud you and cheer you on as you disrespect that woman, that's cowardly. There's nothing cool about that. This is not jokes. This is not funny. This is nothing of that. You're showing young black men who follow your show it's cool to sit around other black men and then use this woman as target practice. If you have an individual beef with somebody, then call them and handle your beef. But as a man beefing with a woman, I'm gonna tell you, man, this shit is played out. It's played out. But we're gonna listen to this you're so happy that your little sister decided to call you and do something that as a man you were afraid to do.
Gave me a call, comedian Jess Hillarious.
Oh, nice.
She gave me a call.
Okay, how'd that go? Okay.
I'm glad she gave me a call. Cause goddamn it.
Hold on, wait. You glad she gave you a call because she's bigger than you? You're glad she gave you a call because what you did was disrespectful and unnecessary, so this is a great chance for you to clean it up. A lot of black women say, oh, we don't feel protected, we don't feel listen, we don't, and I don't know if I could run to the aid of that statement, but I can tell you right now, with examples like Corey Holcomb going live on his platform, being irresponsible and dumb, saying, well, let me take shots at Jess Hillarious. Bro, Jess Hillarious is more successful than you. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. She is more successful than you. She don't need a goddamn podcast or whatever it is you got going on with this 5150 South or whatever the South it is or whatever case may be. That shit was not cool. And any man that applauds that bullshit is full of shit. That shit was not funny.
Bullshit can be squashed, and all the people that want to keep the bullshit going, God damn it, what you gonna say now? God damn it. It's like, I never talked to her on the phone. And this shit all started one day when she was, she had a picture on the internet that I commented about.
Yeah, and nobody knew she was.
I didn't know she was a comedian.
Yeah, I remember.
And, you know, the way it was taken is the way it was taken. And it led to us talking a lot of shit. And long story short, I got a call today. I be feeling like calls be recorded.
Yeah.
I feel like everything that happens on the phone is a recording.
Oh, you just so happened to get a phone call after you mentioned the shit goddamn last week.
Well, it was time for the shit to stop.
Yeah.
Because here's the truth. When she didn't do that show, of course I'm gonna talk shit, but I'm like,
salute.
on the phone, you don't need to be missing money out here over some bullshit. Don't be thinking I'm some motherfucking villain who out to get you.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Black Babble. Shouts out to the 5150 Nation and the chat room.
Shout out to Black Babble. Shout out. I actually just checked it out too, and I was listening to that or whatever, but I needed to go get some of the backstory or whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Corey Holcomb, there's some jealousy there. There's some jealousy there. That's not, you know, how he was saying that it was coming from another place. It's one thing to joke, you know, talk about a hairline, talk about, you know, eyes and makeup and, you know, just overall things. But, you know, he was just going for the gut punch. And I think that was over the top. I think that there is some jealousy there. And then now to hear that somebody had to be sensible enough to give you a call as a grown-ass man to be like, hey, let's squash this shit. It's not that serious. For him to say, I never talked to her on the phone. But you got all this smoke for her. Like, you're doing videos, you're making comments about who she's having sex with, how easy it is to have sex with her, talking about her character. My thought process is, bro, you mean to tell me you got all of this energy, but you can't call a lady, and it takes for her to call you to squash the beef? Come on, man, let's go. Shout out to Black Babble.
Goons, I'd like to thank each and everyone for hitting that like button. I'd like to thank all 16,000 plus of my subscribers, and I'd like to thank each and everyone for dropping a comment and becoming a part of the conversation over here at Black Babble. For the fans who are upset about seeing Corey Holcomb switching it up, just understand that the next time that he says he stands on something, he must be talking about standing on some milk crates and doing the milk crate challenge. It's starting to look real shaky. Yep, Mr. And I Stand On It has failed to stand on it yet again. I dropped a video a few days ago explaining why Corey Holcomb having beef with Jess Hillarious was bad for business. Corey has openly and freely disrespected Jess Hillarious on his YouTube show, the Corey Holcomb 5150 Show, for a long time now. Well, Corey Holcomb's manager told Corey Holcomb that he had to end his feud with Jess Hillarious and he had to stop talking negatively about her on his YouTube channel because he was in danger of being bumped off the next show they have together due to him being seen as bullying a woman in the industry and creating a negative environment for the two to work at the same time.
But let's really talk about it though. How many men are around Corey Holcomb when he's disrespecting her? Isn't this the problem? On some real shit, I hope he fucking see this shit. I hope he see this shit. Isn't this the problem? How come it's okay for you as a man to do disrespectful shit, but nobody holds you to a certain standard and nobody tells you, bro, stop that dumb shit? You're going way too far. Enough's enough. It's one thing to address something, but it's another thing to bully someone. It's another thing to attack someone. And would he want anyone doing his children like that? Doing his wife like that, his girlfriend like that, his mother like that? And the thing about it is I'm always thinking when someone is like, they do a great job at, like, they talk a lot of shit on camera. They talk a lot of shit behind the scenes where people can't really touch them or whatever case may be. Like, you got all of this energy for this woman. Salute, salute. You know what I'm saying? You got all of this energy for this woman, and my thought process is you ain't even got her on the phone to be like, hey, you know, I really feel like that, or are you doing this for views and clicks? I mean, you kind of funny. Corey Holcomb is kind of funny, but I mean, let's just be honest. He ain't no Dave Chappelle. He ain't no Kevin Hart. He ain't no Cat Williams. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy. So, you know, has your funny really blossomed? I kind of put Corey Holcomb in the same regime as Bernie Mac. Like, they got that raunchy comedy or whatever. Even though we know Bernie, R.I.P. to Bernie, he was one of the greats. I just think that you know what I'm saying, Corey Holcomb would be good in a nightclub. But when the last time he had a stand-up? When the last time that you've seen him in a major movie with a major part? I think the most recent thing I've seen him in was Wildin' Out. And you're like late 40s, early 50s, working under Nick Cannon? I mean, you gotta think about the likelihood. And then the thought process is Jess Hillarious was on Wildin' Out as well. So you guys are reaching the same plateau. How can you now say that you're better than her? Stop throwing shots, black man. Stop throwing shots, black man. Stop. And for the black men that's sitting around applauding that shit, thinking it's cool, somebody say, hey, that's Corey Holcomb's brand. Well, what is your brand? If your brand is to promote how funny you are, then be funny. But the jokes and the disrespect that you put and say it's jokes, it's not funny. It's not funny. You see a woman getting beat down in the street, you know, and you as a man, you kind of just, oh, well, damn, you know, I hope she make it out of that. You know, duck. Run. We letting too much happen. You know what I'm saying? It says shock value is definitely Corey's brand. I get you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But see, here's the thing, man. There is another young YouTuber that's a black male looking at that and saying, okay, all I got to do is disrespect women and I'll get me some views too. You know what I'm saying? So let me find what woman I can disrespect online to get me some views for shock value. And it's like, man, goddamn, bruh. I mean, are you hurting for $1 that much? You're hurting for ratings that much that Jess Hillarious, and that's how you know Jess Hillarious obviously is somebody for him to even be mentioning her name. Obviously, you feel like she has reached a certain level of success if you mention her name. People who you don't think are successful, you don't think are relevant, you're not going to mention their name. You're not going to talk about them. Corey Holcomb, obviously, you know what I'm saying, doesn't feel that he's as successful as Jess Hillarious. Who's funnier? I don't know. I don't know who's funnier. What y'all think? I don't know who's funnier. I just know that, you know, I seen 1 second you saying, hey, I'm standing on everything I say, and I see other men do that, and then they turn around and then they backtrack on what it is that they say, and then, you know, like, bro, okay, well, are we supposed to believe you the first time or believe you the second time? I think that was some weak ass shit that you did. I think it's some weak ass shit. It's unnecessary. And then for the men, I watched the video. Y'all can go check it out or whatever. I think Black Babel, he had that video. But look at the other men on the panel as he talks about these women. Trill TV says Corey is hilarious. He's hilarious. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm not saying he's not funny. I'm saying that I believe that what he did to Jess Hillarious was unnecessary. And then to turn around and be like, well, you know, my sis called me. Well, why wasn't she your sister before? Why didn't you reach out to her before and say, hey, man, let me squash this bullshit. This is unnecessary, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then to turn around and be like, well, I never talked to her on the phone before. Damn, bro, you act like you knew her personally. You act like you knew her personally. You don't know her personally? And the thought process is, if you smashing a lot of groupies, right? Corey Holcomb, if he's smashing a lot of groupies at the nightclub or whatever it can be, how can you then turn around and say, well, Jess Hillarious is smashing a lot of groupies? You know, she's having a lot of sex. Something to think about. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's listen to the rest of this. Shout out to Black Babel. Fair use.
Venue. So Jess quit the last show that they were supposed to do together, but Corey was in danger of being bumped off of the next show. Corey has burned a lot of bridges in the industry.
Double standards.
He can't afford to start being kept off of these big arena gigs just to get some cheap laughs from the people on his YouTube channel who aren't even donating to.
That's what I'm talking about, Trill TV. That's exactly what I'm talking about, what he just said. Doing anything to get some cheap laughs and people are really not donating. So you're ruining your opportunities because you're saying anything for shock value. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, well, let me just say anything. Let me just really just go in and disrespect this woman, but I've never had a real conversation with her. Come on, man, that's weak. Any men out there doing that type of shit, they're weak. They're weak. You can fucking bust shit. I'm funny, motherfucker. I mean, if you want to do that, if you need to go out your way to bring down somebody else in order to build yourself up. That don't make you no man. I don't give a fuck if it's a podcast, a television show, or whatever case it be, just to turn around and then now say, let me play nice because this is going to stop my money. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's a small thing. Of course it is. Of course it's going to stop your money. Trail TV says Corey has been a self-sabotaging individual over the years. I don't think he sees it. Well, I mean, his management is telling his ass, bro, you better calm your ass down. You better pump your brakes, because the last thing that you want to do is be seen as a bully. And you right now, you're not in a good position. You struggling, bruh. You struggling. Your type of comedy kind of belongs in a nightclub, almost after karaoke ends. like, all right, who we got? Corey. All right, come on, Corey, come on. You got 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. I gotta go to church in the morning. Go ahead. Like, who's requesting him? You understand what I'm saying? Who's really rallying to see? You know, I would rather see another Dave Chappelle special, another Cat Williams special, hell, another Kevin Hart special. I don't think he's as funny as he thinks he is, and his comedy is, it's I mean, it's hoodish, which is, I mean, it's cool, but the fact of the matter is, it's hard for him to market himself. It's hard for him to market himself. Love Cat Williams. Cat Williams, good. He a good dude. He is definitely don't see it. You know, it's really not just him. It was the men that were around him on his panel as he was going in. You see what I'm saying? It's like, look at this disgusting bunch of motherfuckers. Like, look at these jackasses sitting up here, all of them listening to this man go in, and it's cool to have an opinion, but my thought process is, when you start talking about who somebody, oh, she's having sex with a whole lot of dudes, and like all you, like he makes this narrative of all you got to do is show up and they'll have sex with you. And my thought process was, how many groupies did you bang? How many times have you went into a nightclub and you seen a woman, she was laughing at your jokes, and you met her backstage and you went to a one-night stand? If you're not going to expose yourself, why expose everybody else? Why expose everybody else? And what makes Jess Hillarious your target? It's one thing to address a situation, to have a concern, to have a perspective, but when you promote a narrative that she's a hoe, she's not funny, you know, the only reason she getting gigs is because she's sleeping with everybody, like, dude, you doing too much. That's weak. That's weak. That's weak. Corey got a whole peanut gallery. Exactly. That's when I see, you know what's so funny, man? I don't, what is it, 5150? I don't watch that show. Like, a lot of content creators really keep me informed about a lot of things. So I'm kind of glad I'm subscribed to a lot of different channels, like different channels. So I don't really watch Corey Holcomb's show directly, but I seen that, and at first I was just listening to what he said. Okay, cool, he has his perspective, and then I watch for the other people's response. Nobody said that's too much. What you saying is unnecessary. Just man to man, ain't got nothing to do with black, white, none of that. Just man to man, like, yeah, you know, all right, man, we got it, we cool, we understand that, we got you. So now that the apology has happened, so now do the peanut gallery then jump on that bandwagon? Yeah, Jess Hillarious is cool. She, you know, that's our little sister. Bro, y'all stop this fake ass my brother and my sister shit. Please stop that shit. I hate when people do. That's my sister. That's my, man, you fake ass woke community. Y'all been taking L's all goddamn year. My sister, my brother, but then you talk about them and you dog them out until it's convenient for you to say, oh, no, they cool, they good people. Let's finish listening to this shit.
His Cash App, or even buying his merch. Now, I, for one, am glad that Corey Holcomb has ended the drama and negativity with Jess Hillarious. Hopefully, Corey Holcomb is able to learn from this situation and realize that his actions have consequences. Corey Holcomb has been told by his management that he needs to tone it down on the 5150 show. That's why on the last 5150 show, he's basically explaining to his audience that just because he says he stands on something, just because he says that he's going to confront someone when he sees them, he's really just running his mouth. A lot of fans are upset to see Corey Holcomb not standing on what he says. A lot of 5150 fans feel like he's folding, but Corey Holcomb has to protect what's left of his career. He can't talk about Nick Cannon because Nick might give him some money. He can't talk about Kevin Hart because, as he stated several times, if he ever was in a financial crisis, he feels that he could call Kevin Hart and ask for financial help. He can't say anything negative about Tyler Perry because actually Tyler Perry was the last person to put him in a movie. But Corey Holcomb has created this aura and instilled this belief in his fans that he's the guy who just won't fold. He's the guy that can't be controlled. In fact, he has them believing that his lack of growth in the industry is because he can't be controlled. But here we have Corey Holcomb being told to apologize and to...
So a real mentality. A real mentality. That's the problem that we have. That real mentality. I won't listen. I won't abide by any rules. Even though I ain't got shit, I'm not going to put up with shit. Even though I want to get put on, I'm not going to go along. Like, the fact of the matter is like this. You won't go at no men, but you'll go at a woman. Let's just be real. I won't go at Tyler Perry. I won't go at Kevin Hart. But I will go at Jess. Bro, that's some coward shit. That's some coward shit. And my thought process is, you know what I won't ever do? Sit up and tell the world how, if I needed some financial support, how I could call another man. Well, why can't you go out there and hustle and get your money up? Why can't you go do what the fuck you need to go do? I'm gonna kiss your ass because you can give me some financial support. You can put me in another movie, but I'm gonna attack this woman. Bro, there's a whole lot of other men. You didn't mention Dave Chappelle. Hell, you didn't mention Eddie Murphy. You didn't mention Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley. There's a whole lot of other comedians that you can get at. Why Jess Hilarious? Because she's an easy target. That's the problem that we have with our communities, that we have people attacking people because they feel like they're an easy target. Easy targets. Let me just talk shit about you and say whatever I want to, but I won't go against anybody that really want to smoke. That's the problem that I see on YouTube and a whole lot of other social media sites. They always want to go at somebody who is really like, hey, I come in peace. I just want to say, nah, I want the smoke. They always begging for the smoke. But you know what? They never go get smoke for people who want the smoke. They never go find the people that they really about that life. Where you at? Okay, no problem. Oh, I'm flying in this weekend. They never go after the people who want the smoke. It's always somebody who don't want the smoke. It's a school teacher. It's a bus driver. It's a pastor. It's somebody who just started on YouTube. It's somebody with a small little perspective. Nah, I'm gonna go after you. I'm gonna talk about you. But it's never nobody that says, I'll be there tonight. I don't care who you with, who you're around. It's interesting, like when people want to smoke, when they want to act like, okay, yeah, I'm in charge of shit, I'm running shit, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I notice a lot of these social media. I don't want to say, I don't think just saying thugs is going to cover it enough. It's like, man, go find somebody. Listen, when the next time you hear there was a mass shooting in Chicago, somebody died in LA, somebody died in New Orleans, that's where you go. That's where you take your smoke to. Corey Holcomb, I want you to call out the Bloods. I want you to call out the Crips, call out the Vice Lords and the GDs and the Latin Kings and the MS-13s. I want you to call out the people that's really out here doing some gang shit, that's really out here killing. That's who you attack on your show. You and the rest of your peanut gallery. You want to go after a woman. So it's about 4 or 5 men sitting on this panel, and all of y'all going after one fucking female. And y'all call that being a man. I didn't see shit funny about it. I didn't think it was cool. But the men sitting around you, whereas they didn't applaud your efforts, they sat around and they listened to that bullshit. King Twin, what's up? They sat around and listened to that shit. They listened to you as a man gang up on Jess Hillarious and act like what you saying was law. Bro, let me tell you something. If I'm in a fucking Beamer, Range Rover, Jaguar, goddamn Bugatti, whatever it is that I'm in, right? That's new this year, that's working, right? That's being paid for, and you pull up in a motherfucking old school car barely fucking running. But you got all this shit to say about me and my new shit. The reality of that is I don't give a shit. That's the reality. You see what I'm saying? Jess Hillarious is winning. She's winning. If she can call her agent and be like, I don't even want to be on the show if he's going to be on there. She's missing out on money. But here's the thing. She's saying her peace and serenity, her environment is more important than being around you. Bro, that right there sends a clear message that she obviously has other ways of making money than putting herself in a hostile environment. To me, that's smart. How many men and women out there right now says, you know what, I could go over here where all the drama and all the gossip and all the fuck shit is, right, and get a bag. Or I can go over here and really have a good time and really network and be around people who not trying to sabotage me and don't hate and don't talk about me. She made her choice. And because she didn't choose you, now you're going to clown her. Sound like jealousy to me. Uncle Stu, it sounds like jealousy to me. King Twin, I don't believe that all black men are jealous of successful black women. I definitely don't. I do believe that there are some men that are jealous of women and their success. Corey Holcomb definitely identified in this let me see. I don't know if I can.
Stop talking about Jess Hillarious.
Let's see. It might not work. I don't know.
Immediately. Hopefully the 5150 Nation and the chat.
It won't. I was trying to rewind it so that the way you guys can hear, but I was listening to this Black Babble. Shout out to Black Babble. Salute to them. If you guys don't know, go and check them out or whatever. But I was listening to their breakdown of the Corey Holcomb and Jess Hillarious situation or whatever, and it's just stupid. It's stupid, you know what I mean? It's too, you know, both of those guys are celebrities or whatever, and it's just like, in order for me to come up, in order for me to be great, like they're using the same rhetoric and bullshit that they do in the beef sector with people that only have 1,000 subscribers. You know, you're using the same narrative and bullshit that they use down here. That's why it's difficult for black men to stand on and be a part of shit, because you see all these badass examples, and as soon as you start speaking, people try to ordain what you're saying. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, what? Try to relate what you're saying to the next negative person. Nah, man, I don't give a shit if you a celebrity or if you average at best. The fact of the matter is, bullshit is bullshit. Fuck shit is fuck shit. And whereas Corey Holcomb may not appreciate what it is that I'm saying, may not even give a fuck or care, but the fact of the matter, what you're doing is unnecessary. There are better ways to get your money. You've been in the industry for a long time. You know a lot of other celebrities or whatever case may be. Bro, bashing women to me ain't the way to go. You know what I'm saying? You ganging up, and that's how I saw it. You ganging up on Jess Hillarious or saying those things about Jess Hillarious when I truly believe that a person that was in nightclubs doing comedy shows, that you're just as guilty for having sex with random strangers as she is. So to try to put that out there like she's a hoe for hire, all you got to do is show up. All you got to do is buy a ticket and she'll give you some, like, I think that's wrong. And then to try to play the narrative like, oh yeah, that's my sister and that's my brother. No, that's weak. That's not what men do. And for the men that's standing around watching you do it, just because they want to be down and they want to be on the show, man, we doing anything for entertainment. That shit is scary, man. We are doing anything for entertainment. selling our souls for entertainment, for a goddamn clicking of you, for one more subscriber, for one more donation. And I just don't feel like you need to do it. That's just my perspective. Just my perspective. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of men on one panel listening to another man go off on a female that's not there to defend herself. And that's something that we should applaud as other men. That's something we should applaud as spectators. Hell nah. They probably got a call like, look, we gonna cancel your show, we gonna cancel your network, and we gonna cancel every motherfucking body sitting on that panel if you don't apologize, because that was some foolery and fuckery. And it's crazy how somebody else needs to mitigate and regulate your punk ass. It's crazy that it takes somebody, and it probably, you know what's so crazy? Because we do a great job of talking about the white man. It's probably somebody who don't look like you telling you they gonna cancel your ass. If you don't apologize, we gonna cancel your ass. Oh yeah, you know, I just want to tell everybody, you know, the beef is over. I got a call from my little sis. That lady wasn't thinking about you. They didn't give a shit about you. This message is to remind us that we need to do better. We need to work together. We need to stop all the crazy name calling, and we need to start doing what we need to do as men. You see what I'm saying? If we want to be examples, if we want to say, okay, hey, I want to teach you how to be a better leader. I want to teach you how to be responsible. I want to teach you how to be a provider, a role model, and a protector. Bro, we got to start. And it don't start just on the lowest levels. It starts at the mid-tier to the top tier. And whatever tier you feel that you on as a man, then start. But it's like we can't lose accountability and standards just so that way we can make a buck. But again, you know, when you're not paying people's bills, people take it upon themselves to say, you know what, since you're not paying my bills, this is the way I need to go get it. This is my hustle. And now I'm asking, to what extent and to what cost do you continue that hustle? To degrade people, to disrespect people, to call them names? At what point in time do you stop? It's time to be intentional in life and business. So says Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. No doubt. Raz girl, I see you. I see you. It is time to be intentional about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? About who we are, what we're trying to build, and then the outcome, the end state of where we're trying to reach and what we want to actually our legacy to be. And I just feel like maybe Corey Holcomb has a better perspective or a different perspective or narrative, but I just feel like that's weak. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you know, if I have an issue with a woman, I'm going to address that woman. Like if it's to the point where I got to talk about who she's having sex with, like her personal life, then I need to address that woman personally. I don't need to do it publicly. And the fact that you did it publicly, man, you know, you tend to people tend to lose respect for you. Especially if they know their worth and they know their value. Like if you have such an issue with me, then contact me. You don't have to make a video about me. You ain't got to talk about me with your homeboys. You ain't got to try to make a viral moment. If you're sincere and your issue is genuine, then reach out to me. Nothing that he did was sincere. Nothing that he did was genuine. And the funny thing about it is, when he was talking about Jess Hillarious, it wasn't even fucking funny. It wasn't even funny. And a lot of people feel like if I say a bunch of shit about somebody, that makes me look like the victor. No, that makes you look like a jackass. It makes you look like a dumb motherfucker. If you just say a bunch of shit with no credibility behind it, no merit behind it, and it's not warranted, it's stupid. And you sit up there as a fucking old ass man with other old ass men, and you think that this shit is cool for views and ratings. Do you know how many people I can fucking say, let me play this person's video, this person, and just tear their ass up, pick their ass apart, crack jokes, roast, and all types of shit. But I don't choose to. And again, somebody might say, hey, you know, that's his lane, that's what he wants to do, etc., etc., etc. My whole thing about it is, when you see something and you don't speak about it. Now, how many times you want me to turn my motherfucking head and act like I don't see it? And act like it's cool? It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. It's not. It's not necessary. Fuck if it's not being cool. It's not necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that you understand my perspective. I appreciate all of the people that's chiming in and that will chime in. Corey, again, you know what I'm saying? This is my perspective. I feel like, you know, we do genuine shit as men. If I have a real problem with you, then I'm gonna reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Making a woman the target of your conversation, you could have said, hey, somebody get me her number or whatever, and we're gonna have a live discussion or whatever case may be, and we're gonna try to squash this shit. But to say I'm gonna use this for views and ratings, hell, I wouldn't have been upset if you would have said, hey, I'm gonna act like I'm beefing with you, sis. I'm gonna pretend like I'm beefing with you, sis, but you know what it is. We just got to do better, that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. Until next time, dot up. Peace. I appreciate that.